Hello, I'm Donovan Mann, the voice of the Lake Mariners, and welcome to Simmons Field, location in Lima, Ohio, the site for today's matchup between the Grand Lake Mariners and the defending Great Lake Summer League champions, the Lima Locos. Both teams enter this game at a 500 record. It is just 2-2 apiece. Both teams are also coming off of losses. For the Locos, they dropped their last game to the Xenia Scouts, a final score of 8-7 in that one. They'll be looking to bounce back in their home opener today. And for the Mariners, they dropped both games in a doubleheader yesterday to the Galleon Graders. The first game ended around 7:30. Final score was 5-4. And in the second game, it ended 4-3. And the Mariners walked away in two tight losses, which included some calls that Coach Jacob Burke himself called questionable. Both the Mariners today, the Salina team will be looking to bounce back and take the first of two games that we will be playing here in Lima, and they'll be trying to get back to their winning ways. We've got Locos, we've got Mariners here on YouTube. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups, and this is Mariners baseball here on YouTube. And there was the national anthem as I turned my microphone down. Sorry if I just made you all go deaf a little. And so now here will be the starting lineups here from Lima, Ohio. Leading off for the Mariners, it'll be Blake crossing the third baseman, followed by Ryan Stacy, the center fielder. Chris Myers will be batting third. Logan Adams, the catcher. In cleanup, Evan Spry, the first baseman, will be batting next. Jaron Lovely in right field. Hayden Cart in left field. Steven Fitzsimmons, the designated hitter, will be batting in the 8th spot. And in the 9th spot, Jack Coney. They'll be going up against starting lefty Alex Ayala, left-hander. We're getting ready here moments. Ayala will be doing his warm-up pitches, and we will talk more on him. Alex Ayala, standing at 5'9" from Corpus Christi, Texas. That's where he attends school, is Texas AU Corpus Christi, where he's a sophomore this past season in college. He had 23 appearances with 2 starts, pitching 44 innings with a 2.86 ERA. He was 5-1 and had 43 punch-outs. Go ahead and set the defense here behind Ayala. Doing the catching today, it'll be Daniel Sears on first base. It'll be Cade Beloso on second base. It will be Justin Wiley. Doing shortstop today, it'll be Tyler Simon, and then on third base, it'll be Tyler Anshaw. Your left field will be Diffley, and center field it'll be Castablanco, and then Amacangelo will be in left and right. Blake Crossing will step into the batter's box. Against the lefty, he will be batting right. He is a switch hitter from Dartmouth College. He's a biochemistry major there. He is 3 for 11 on the year with a few RBIs to his name. Here comes the first pitch. It'll be off the bat, hit into right field, and will be caught there by the right fielder, Amacangelo, for an easy first out. Rolled an F9, and we will now head to the second batter, and Ryan Stacy, the center fielder. Ryan Stacy. Stacy 3 for 15 on the year. Left-handed batter going up against the left-handed pitcher. Here comes the first pitch of the at-bat. It'll be a high fastball, but ball 1. 1-0 now the count. Stacy wearing number 36 from Sugar Land, Texas. 3 for 15 on the year with a couple of RBIs to his name. Stolen base as well. Strike 1 called here to even up the count at 1-1. Stacy this past season for Texas San Antonio had 56 games with 48 starts, hitting 274 with 6 home runs. A big swing and a miss there to make it now 1-2. 15 doubles to his name as well, and a .353 on-base percentage, 32 total RBIs to his name. Stacy will step back in now. Ayala comes with the delivery. This one will be inside. It'll actually hit him on the arm, so he will take first base, and we'll have a 1-out base runner after Stacy was hit by the pitch. And so now Chris Myers will step in, the shortstop, sometimes spends time on third base. He and Blake Crossing will go back and forth between shortstop and third base. Today Crossing is shortstop, and Crossing is third base. Myers is the shortstop. Chris Myers, 3 for 10 on the year. Standing at 6'3" from Miamisburg, Ohio. Looks at ball 1. Myers attends Toledo, the University of Toledo. He'll be a sophomore there, business major. He started 41 games this past season, hitting .278, 2 home runs, 18 RBIs. He had a stretch where he reached base 21 straight times. 1-0 the count. Ayala looks and delivers. This one will catch the outside of the plate for strike 1. Looked like it was right at the... Looks like it caught the knees there as well. So 1-1 now the count. Runner on first is Ryan Stacy, who was hit on the arm by a pitch. A throw back here to first, and so Stacy will dive back in. safely just in time. Didn't have too dangerous of a lead off there. It was something that the Mariners faced off against yesterday, too, in both games of the doubleheader against Galleon, which they dropped both. They dealt with, and so the runner goes here now, diving down in time, plenty of time as well. So a stolen base here for Ryan Stacy. And so now, Ryan Stacy, that'll be his second swiped base of the year. Getting down, getting dirty. Might have to wash his uniform after today. We will be right back here tomorrow for the next game. This one will be swung on, tipped, foul back, and out of play to even up the count now at 2-2 there by Ryan Stacy. Or correction, Chris Myers. Stacy will take his lead off. Myers in the box. Trying to improve. He has 3-15 on the year. The gather here by the lefty Ayala. Here comes the delivery on the 2-2. A big swing and a miss. Down goes swinging will be Chris Myers, and there are two away. First strikeout of the game here for Ayala, and we'll bring up Logan Adams, the cleanup hitter, and the catcher with a man in scoring position, 2 outs. Logan Adams started at catcher in the first of the 2 games yesterday. Of course, Hayes did the second game. Adams 3 for 10 on the year. Ayala looks back to second base. He'll take his double take, and he'll come the delivery. This one will be well outside and high for ball 1. Logan Adams 3 for 10 on the year. He tends Dartmouth along with Blake Crossing, who was out to begin the inning. Here comes the step off now to hold Stacy on to second, and so we will go again. The count's still 1-0. Ayala got 2 outs, on one via the strikeout, the other via a fly out on the first. This one will be high and outside and missed to the exact same spot as the previous pitch. The catcher had to go and run make chase on that one. Logan Adams for Dartmouth had 9 appearances, going 4 for 8 with 2 RBIs. A check back here by Ayala to second. Here comes the delivery. This one will be hit down the third base line. It will stay fair. Running and scoring here now will be Ryan Stacy. And so in the top of the first, the Mariners will take a 1-0 lead on the RBI 2-out single there by Logan Adams. For Logan Adams. Was a great hit there by Logan Adams. Go down the third base side. Stayed fair. This one will be strike 1 at the knees. 0-1. It is now Evan Spry, the first baseman. Evan Spry 1 for 6 on the year. Attends Creighton. Here comes the delivery. This will be looked a little bit outside, but it looks like it'll curve back in, catch the plate, and be 0-2. My view today is, for the first time this season in 5 games, I will be behind home plate. This one will be down in the dirt. Great block there by the catcher in Sears. Keep it in front of him. Ball 1. 1-2 now the count. 2 outs. Man on first. Man on first is Logan Adams. One to nothing your score here in the top of the first as Logan Adams drove in Ryan Stacy from second base with an RBI single down the third base line. Here comes the delivery. This one will be hit off the bat. Will be stopped here by the second baseman. Flipped over to the first baseman. Beloso, Wiley to Beloso on the 4-3 assisted ground out to end the inning. So in this inning, there was 1 run scored on the 1 hit. No errors, 1 man left on base. You're listening to Mariners Baseball. It'll be Philip Hoffman to start the game here now for the Mariners. He'll be on the mound. Right-hander. He is 1-0 on the season. We'll talk more about him when we get back. He'll be up against the Locos lineup. You're listening to Mariners Baseball here on YouTube. Do not touch that dial. I'll be right back. Welcome back out here to Simmons Field in Lima, Ohio. The location today is matchup between the Grand Lake Mariners and the defending champions, the Lima Locos. Philip Hoffman will take the mound. He is 1 for 0. He has a 0 ERA, 3 innings pitched in his previous matchup. He struck out 1, walked a couple, came in relief in part of that game and walked away with the win. In this college, he attends Marshall. The righty does. He had 10 games with 1 start of 14.46 in 9 1/3 inning pitched this past season. He's a West Virginia native. He'll be taking his warming pitches, and now here he goes. Here comes the lineup for the Locos. It'll be Michael Diffley, Mark Casablanco, Tyler Simmons, Cade Beloso, Anthony Amacagello, Brad Croy, Tyler Anshaw, Daniel Sears, and then Justin Wiley in the 9th spot. So it'll be Michael Diffley to step up now here to face off the first batter for Philip Hoffman. Hoffman, get his side. He will set the pitch how he likes. And here comes the deliver. That'll be a little bit high for ball 1. Diffley at 6 feet tall from Chula Vista, California. He's Arizona Christian. That's where he attends college. He'll be a senior there. He is 3 for 10 on the year with a .500 on-base percentage. This one will be popped up high to center field. Going back and making the catch will be center fielder and Ryan Stacy for 1 away on the F8. This will now bring up Mike Casablanco, the center fielder. Casablanco, 3 for 10 on the year as well with a .364 on-base percentage, 1 extra base hit, and 2 RBIs to his name. He also has a stolen base. He attends Clarendon College. Here comes the delivery. This one will be at the waist, catches the outside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count with 1 away here, nobody on. Batting lefty. And this one will be tipped off the bat, looked outside, but he wanted to foul it, try to get his barrel to the bat on that one. Instead, he'll just foul it back to the backstop, and 0-2 now the count. Here comes the delivery now from Hoffman. This will be hit off the bat right to the first baseman, and taking care of it himself will be Evan Spry for the unassisted ground out for the second out of the game. 2 up, 2 down now for Tyler Simmons, the shortstop. 3 for 12 on the year. Standing at 6 feet tall, right-handed batter from Albany, Georgia. He attends Kenshaw, where he'll be a sophomore this coming season, pre-med major. He attended Lee County High as his high school, and this college this past season had 46 appearances with 42 starts. Here comes the delivery to Simmons. He thinks about swinging, doesn't though, but it'll be called a strike anyway for 0-1. Wasn't even a check swing, he just kind of gave a twitch. Here comes the delivery from Hoffman on the 1-2. This one will be hit out to left field. Coming in and making the catch, though, will be Cart. And so for the Locos, we'll go 1-2-3 following the F7. In that, there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and no men left on base. Hoffman off to a strong start here, bringing down the first 3 batters. We will now head to the top of the second. Due up for the Mariners, it will be Jaron Lovely, the right fielder, Hayden Cart, the left fielder, and then Stephen Fitzsimmons, the designated hitter. They will go up to face now Alex Alaya. You are listening to Mariners Baseball right here on YouTube. Do not touch that dial. I'll be right back. Hello and welcome back out here to Lima, Ohio, the site for today's matchup between the Mariners and the Locos. Due up now for the Mariners, it'll be Jaron Lovely, Aiden Cart, and Stephen Fitzsimmons, the designated hitter. The first three up, they will be facing Alex Ayala. The lefty went through his first inning, only allowing the one run, so the lead is 1-0 in favor of the Mariners. Philip Hoffman put up a 0, getting out the first three batters in order. Here comes now the delivery. This will be outside, ball one. Looked a little low as well. Jaron Lovely standing at 6'1", left-handed batter. Here comes ball two. 2-0. Lovely 2 for 7 on the year. From Slayersville, Kentucky, he attends Marshall, where he is a cytotechnology major. He'll be entering his second season. Ball 3 here, and so now in the hole is Ayala. For Marshall, he had 17 appearances and 1 start, hitting .250 with a .368 on-base percentage. And ball 4 here, so walked on 4 straight pitches will be Jaron Lovely to bring up Hayden Cart, the left fielder. Hayden Cart standing at 6'2", right-handed batter from Grove City, Ohio. He attends Charleston, where he'll be a sophomore this coming season. Sports business major. He attended Grove City High for high school. 42 appearances with 34 total starts, and now we'll have a conversation on the mound here between Sears and Ayala. 34 starts for Cart with .336 hitting with 32 RBIs, 6 home runs, and 6 doubles. In high school, he was a 2-year starter, hitting .408. He was the first-team All-State and All-District. Check over to first, and here comes Ayala to deliver. This will be low, ball 1. 1-0 now the count. Ayala trying to get his command that he had in the first inning. Throw back here to first, and diving back in will be Jaron Lovely safely. 1-0 now the count. On the 1-0, check back here to first, and the throw over to first. Diving back and getting safely will be Jaron Lovely. Again, this was something the Mariners had to deal with yesterday. Was the Galleon Graders love to throw back. The Mariners do have a lot of speed, and they love to try to steal. Here comes the delivery. This one will be hit off the bat down the third baseline, and it will go fair. And so a single there by Hayden Cart, and move Lovely over to second. So Cart on first, Lovely on second with nobody out. To bring up Stephen Fitzsimmons, the designated hitter. Has not played since the opening game against the Jazz. Stephen Fitzsimmons 0 for 1. With a few walks to his name. Attends Valparaiso, where he'll be a junior this coming season, business management major. And shows bunt, pulled back in time, ball 1, as the pitch is called outside. Fitzsimmons 0 for 1 on the year with a couple of walks. 3 starts in this past season for Valparaiso, his college. Here comes the pitch. This will be just a little bit high and inside, ball 2. Fans not quite agreeing with this one here. But the count is 2-0 with a man on first, man on second. Man on first is Hayden Cart, who had the single down the left field line just a moment ago. Jaron Lovely, the right fielder, on second after walking. And this will be down at the knees. Fastball, 2-1 now the count. Ayala will get his sign. He'll check over to first, look back to second now, make sure the runners are in check, and deliver. This one will be high, curving in, ball 2. Nice movement to that pitch as it finds the inside. So now 2-2 the count. Goes from 2-0 now to even it up at 2-2. Ayala will look back to second. He will deliver. This one will be hit by Fitzsimmons right to the second baseman. Back to second for 1, over to 1, and it'll be a double play. So on the 4-6-3 double play, there are now 2 outs with a runner on third, and Jack Coney will be coming up. Jack Coney wearing number 46, right-handed hitter, standing at 6'1" from Grand Rapids, Michigan. 0 for 1 on the year with a couple of walks to his name, including an RBI walk. Here comes the delivery from Ayala. This one will be down in the dirt, but gets away from the catcher there, but he will be able to chase it down and be able to keep Lovely to coming home and scoring. Reminder that the first 2 runs scored yesterday in the second game of the doubleheader against Galleon were both on wild pitches. Two separate occasions where runners came in on wild pitches. They ended up losing that game 4-3, tried to make the comeback. Strike one come here, now 1-1. If you can hear any sort of applauding, it's because they have a special promotion here in Lima where 10 cents gets knocked off a certain concession item per a batter they say will strike if he strikes out. And so now Jack Coney is that batter. So they're cheering for every strike he gets a little bit harder than they would any normal strike. 1-2 now the count as he fouls this one off to the backstop. Jack Coney attends Ohio University. He's a Bobcat. And he will swing on, miss, throw down to first to complete the strikeout, and Jack Coney will give the fans here a 10-cent adult beverage. Or, sorry, 10-cent off their adult beverage. So in this inning, there were no runs scored on the one hit, no errors, one man left on base. Philip Hoffman will come out for his second inning of work. He'll be going up against Cade Beloso, Anthony Amacagello, and Brad Croy, the designated hitter. You're listening to Mariners Baseball right here on YouTube. Do not touch that dial. I'll be right back. So, Philip Hoffman back on the mound. Hello, I am Donovan Mann, the voice of the Grand Lake Mariners for the summer of 2018. Hoffman, the right-handed pitcher, went through the previous inning untouched, unscathed. The batters went 1-2-3 with a couple of flyouts and an unassisted groundout. Here we look to continue that work here as Cade Beloso will step into the batter's box. Beloso playing first baseman today. Beloso, wearing number 35, is a left-handed batter, standing at 6'1". Standing at 6 foot from River Ridge, Louisiana. 3 for 10 on the year with a .462 on-base percentage. A couple RBIs to his name as well. He is an incoming freshman to college. They changed the rules for the Great Lakes Summer League this year. Here comes the delivery. This will be inside for ball one. 1-0 the count. They changed the rules for the Summer League this year. You're allowed to have You're allowed to have a couple of incoming college players attend, and Cade Beloso is the Gatorade State Player of the Year for Louisiana, playing here for the Locos. Here comes the delivery from Hoffman, hit and fouled off towards the first base dugout for strike one. 1-1 now the count. So Beloso hasn't even gone up to the collegiate levels, and here he is starting in the cleanup spot for the Lima Locos against college players all the way from freshmen to upcoming seniors. This one will be outside, picked out there by Logan to make it now 2-1 as it was way outside, way low. Logan Adams didn't necessarily have to chase that one, but he never want to get out of practice of getting manageable balls like that when there's nobody on. 2-1 the count. 1-0 your score in favor of the Mariners. Here comes the delivery. This one will be high and inside, and suddenly Philip Hoffman is losing the command that he showed in the previous inning. 3-1 now the count. Beloso again 3 for 10 with 2 RBIs to his name this year, a .462 on-base percentage. Here comes the delivery. This one will be inside, so he'll walk him 4-1. Lead-off walk here for Beloso to bring up Anthony Amacagello, the right fielder. Amacagello, playing right field here from Bremerton, Washington. San Joaquin Delta, where he'll be a sophomore, 3 for 8 on the year with .375 on-base percentage and RBI to his name. Here comes the delivery from Hoffman outside. Maybe catches the outside of the plate. It'll be called strike one. 0-1 the count now. One man, nobody out. 1-0 Mariners lead. Beloso is the man on first. Hoffman will now step on get his sign, gather at the letters, and deliver. This one will be hit off the bat and then foul out of play. First strike number 2, 0-2 now the count here. Philip Hoffman trying to mount on the good inning he had. Of course, the Mariners had something going in the top of this second inning, but it was killed by a 4-6-3 double play, and then the strikeout of of Jack Coney. Here comes the gather at the letters and the delivery. This one will be fouled, and it'll dribble down the first base line, go foul. The count will remain at 0-2. I'd like to thank anybody who's listening here today from wherever you may be listening. It's always a pleasure here to bring you each and every Mariners game that I can here on YouTube. The sun is starting to set now in left field. The shadows coming in. It might be a little bit harder for right-handed batters to see than for left-handed batters to see in that right batter's box. Here comes delivery from Hoffman. This one will be hit right back to him. Get caught by the shortstop, tagging out one and not getting it over to first in time for the second out. But they will get the leadoff runner there, and Amicagello will ground it to the fielder's choice to bring up the designated hitter, Brad Croy. Also a pitcher is Brad Croy. He attends Bowling Green State University. As a pitcher, he is 0 for 1 this year, but we're going to focus on his bat here. Wearing number 7, righty batter from Glandorf, Ohio. He attends Bowling Green State University, will be a senior. 3 for 6 and that's how he's gotten on base, as his on-base percentage is at a perfect 500, or is at a 500. I shouldn't say a perfect 500. He is 3 for 6 on the year, and he'll foul, tip this one straight back to the fencing. First strike 1. 0-1 now the count, 1 out. Runner on first is now Anthony Amicagello after grounding into the fielder's choice just a moment ago. Hoffman will set, gather, deliver. This one will be popped up here and past us here in the press box towards the parking lots and the giant pile of dirt for construction they've got going on to my left. 0-2 now. Brad Croy had a decent year for Bowling Green State University. This one will be outside, ball 1, so 1-2 now the count. Brad Croy for Bowling Green State University. He had 20 appearances and with 1 start, 37 and a thirds inning pitched with a 4.58 ERA, 36 strikeouts and 5 saves. He was primarily their closer when they needed him. Bowling Green State University didn't have their best of years though for baseball. Here comes a big swing and a miss by Croy. He will go down swinging for the second out of the inning. That'll be the first strikeout of the day for Philip Hoffman. And it'll bring up Tyler Enshaw with 1 on. And the man on first is Anthony Amicagello with 2 outs. And the score is still 1-0 in favor of the Mariners. Enshaw is a utility player batting left, standing at 6'2", from Point St. Lucie, Florida. Campbell is where he goes. He'll be a senior this coming year, business administration. He had 61 games with 60 starts for Campbell this past season. Here comes the first pitch. This will be a high fastball, ball 1. Anshaw was hitting .245 for this past season, or this past year for college. With 31 RBIs, he was transferred from Florence Darlington Tech, where he set the school record for RBIs in a season, total of 63. This one off the bat pretty well goes down and out of play on the 1-1 now the count. And so Enshaw on the Collegiate Summer League here, he is 1 for 4 with a .429 on base percentage, RBI and a stolen base to his name. 1-1 now the count. Hoffman will get his sign, set, gather, deliver. This one will catch the outside of the plate for strike 2, 1-2. Philip Hoffman will get himself ahead of the count. A really good crowd pulled out here in Lima. Not a lot of empty spots on the bleachers to my left. Can't quite see to my right because there's a wall there. This one will be a high fly ball out to center field, coming back, and Stacy will make the catch shy of the fence. So, on the F8, that'll end the inning. There were no runs scored on no hits, no errors, and the one man was left on base. So, Alex Ayala will come out now to try to face off and continue his work from the second inning, but the Mariners still lead 1-0. Due up for the Mariners, it'll be the top of the order: Blake Crossing, Ryan Stacy, and then Chris Myers. You are listening to Mariners Baseball right here on YouTube. Do not touch that dial. I'll be right back. Hello, welcome out to a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Grand Lake Mariners from Salina, Ohio. They are on the road, though, here now in Lima, Ohio, just about a 45-minute drive to the north. Due up here for the Mariners, it'll be Blake Crossing, Ryan Stacy, who was hit by a pitch in his previous at-bat, and then Chris Myers, the shortstop. They'll be going up against Alex Ayala in his third inning of work with the lefty. Has done a decent job, except hitting that second batter he faced and allowing the RBI single down the third base line. Other than that, he's had a pretty decent day, including 2 strikeouts to his name. So it'll be Blake Crossing stepping in the box, 0 for 1 after he flew out to right field in his previous at-bat. Crossing from Dartmouth College. Smart cookie studying biochemistry there. Ayala will make sure he gets his hand all dried off there on his shorts before stepping back onto the mound, and he will gather. Crossing will now step in. Here comes the first pitch of the inning. This will catch the outside of the plate for strike 1, 0-1. A great pitch put there by Ayala, who's been taking advantage of a strike zone here that seems to be... Now here comes a low fastball for strike 2, 0-2 now the count here to Crossing. Strike zone here today has been pretty decent strike zone, especially with what we had to deal with yesterday in Galleon Graders territory, where the strike zone seemed to go back and forth. This one's an outside. Ball 1 was taken, 1-2 now the count. Yesterday in Galleon, the strike zone in that second game just seemed to fluctuate. Some innings it was really wide and really deep. Other innings it was really short. Here it's remained consistent in the third inning, as outside and missing in the same spot will be ball 2, 2-2 now the count to Blake Crossing. Remember, Crossing is a switch hitter. Against the right-hander, he will be batting. Against the left-handed batter, he'll be batting right. This will be low, ball 3, 3-2 now the count as it is filled up. And Crossing will try to get on base for the first time today. Only one previous at-bat on the day back in the first inning to lead off. Here comes the set gather deliver. This one will be hit off and caught there by the shortstop, and Simmons jumping up and reaching for that one. So the line out committed there. 1 away. Ryan Stacy, the right-handed pitcher, Ryan Stacy, the center fielder, hit by a pitch. And then he stole a base in his previous inning in the first inning. Stacy batting left, going up against the lefty. Here comes the delivery from Ayala. This one will be hit pretty well, but out of play. Didn't quite get the barrel of the bat to that one as it pops out for 0-1 now. The count with 1 out, nobody on. Here comes the gather and the deliver. This one will be big, swung on a miss there from Ryan Stacy. He's in the hole, 0-2. Stacy had a decent start to his year, 3 for 15, entering this with a couple RBIs to his name. He'll take ball 1 now at 1-2. This one misses. Ayala will now gather, allowing only the 1 run so far, although Ryan Stacy was that runner who scored it, as this one misses low and outside. Ball 2, 2-2 now the count. 1 out, nobody on. Here in the top of the third, Mariners do lead 1-0. They'll be looking to defend that lead. Remember, they jumped out to a lead in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday, 2-0, before giving up 4 straight runs. A big swing on a miss there for the third strikeout of the day. Ayala now has his 3rd strikeout of the day, and it'll bring up Chris Myers, who struck out in his previous at-bat, was the first strikeout victim, with 2 down, nobody on. 1-0 still your score. 2 hits for the Mariners, no hits for the Locos. Here comes the delivery. This will be inside. Ball 1. Locos were one of the first teams to come into the Great Lakes Summer League. They are the longest tenured team, as this one will be off the bat here of Myers into center field, and it will be caught there by the center fielder Blanco. And so the Mariners will go 1-2-3 after the F8 here in this inning. No runs scored, no hits, no errors, and no men left on base as the Mariners went 1-2-3. We will now head to the bottom of the third. Mariners still leading 1-0. Philip Hoffman will come out for his third inning of work. He'll be going up against Daniel Sears, the catcher, Justin Wiley, the second baseman, and then back to the top of the order, and Michael Diffley. You're listening to Mariners Baseball right here on YouTube. Do not touch that dial. I'll be right back. Hello, welcome back out to Mariners Baseball live from Lima, Ohio. The site for today's matchup between the Locos and the Mariners. These are the two longest tenured teams in this summer league. The Mariners joined not long after the Locos did. Locos were one of the first few teams to join. When the Mariners joined, there was a team in Toledo and a team in Bowling Green. There are no longer teams there. There's also a team in Columbus, which no longer exists. And so for the Mariners, or for the Locos now, it'll be Daniel Sears, Justin Wiley, and Michael Diffley coming up to face Philip Hoffman in his third inning of work. He had a 1-2-3 first inning, and then walked the leadoff batter to begin the second, but then after that got a fielder's choice. He struck out Brad Croy, and then got Tyler Anshaw down on a fly to center. So here comes Sears to try to get the Locos going here in the bottom of the third. Hoffman will gather and deliver. This one will be high. It'll miss, ball 1. Your weather here right now in Lima, Ohio, it is 81 degrees. Or it is 80 degrees right now here. Sun is shining and it is setting. Northwestern winds. Here comes this one off the bat into center field. Stacy will go over and make the catch. Stacy now getting his third fly out. He's been a busy man today, but one out now here, and it'll bring up Justin Wiley, the second baseman. Continue your weather here. Northwest breeze of 5 miles per hour. 37% humidity, so it's been dry 80. The sun is expected to go down and bring some cool time. 76 is expected to show up here soon. Here comes Hoffman to deliver. Bunt shown, bounce back to the backstop. Wiley was trying to get on via a bunt, something that worked for the Mariners yesterday, as well as worked on an overturned call for the Graders yesterday as well, one that got Jacob Burke, the head coach for the Mariners, steaming. Here comes the delivery. This one will be a big swing and a miss. Coming up with nothing but air there will be Justin Wiley. He'll be down to the hole now, 0-2 with one out, nobody on. The score 1-0 in favor of the Mariners and Philip Hoffman. Here comes the delivery. This one will be hit into left field, running and making shake, and it gets past the left fielder and Hayden Cart, and so it'll be a double there with one out for Justin Wiley. Cart tried to make the diving play, but it got past him, and so it'll be the first hit of the game for the Lima Locos with the one out double. So now a runner on second. Philip Hoffman with his first base runner in scoring position for the day, as Michael Diffley will now come up for the at-bat. We head back to the top of the order. Diffley 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out in the first inning. Diffley wearing number 29. Three for 11 on the year. He also has committed a couple of errors, has Diffley. Arizona Christian is where he goes to college. And now here comes the check back to second before Hoffman delivers. This one will be just a little bit low for ball 1. 1-0 the out of the count. Locos are trying to respond to the one spot that the Mariners put on in the first inning. But so far, the Mariners and Hoffman have been doing a good job of keeping the runners at bay. Stepping off now will be Hoffman, just to make sure that the defense gets set and make sure that Justin Wiley does not run. Justin Wiley did try to bunt, and he wouldn't have done that with nobody on if he didn't have the speed and the confidence to steal a base. Some of my stats are not correct for the Locos. The Locos had a game that is not currently in the record books for the Great Lakes Summer League right now, which was a 24-run game in which they won that one against the Xenia Scouts, the Xenia stat keeper, as this one is swung, tipped out of play for strike one, 1-1 out of the count. Again, that 24-run game they had in which they won, it was erased off the record book, so they have that still to be added. So a lot of my stats, I'm sure, is incorrect here for the Locos. Hoffman at 1-1, 1 out. He'll take his look back to second. Will double take, set, deliver, heading down to third. And there will be no throw to third as the pitch was down in the dirt. So now the tying run is on third base. So the stolen base there by Wiley will now move the runner over to third. Logan was unable to dig the ball. Logan Adams was unable to dig the ball out of the dirt there. It's the pitch, and 2-1 is now the count with 1 out. Hoffman. He will gather and deliver. This one will be hit off the bat. Fly ball going foul. And will get down safely. Nobody able to get over as it headed towards the fence. It did land still in the field, but nobody was able to get there in time. But the count is now evened up at 2-2 with 1 out. Runner on third. Runner on third is Justin Wiley with the stolen base after he had the double down into left field. That got past the diving Hayden Cart. Philip Hoffman cannot let this game get away from him. Usually the starters for the Mariners only go about 3 innings. Maybe they'll go 4 if they're having a good game. Hoffman, though, unable to get here now out of this inning. Well, he still has the 1-0 lead. Here comes the delivery. This one will be big, swinging on miss down in the dirt, and then throwing it down to first to complete the strikeout. Coming back home, and he will get in safely to tie the game will be Justin Wiley. So there now are 2 down, but Justin Wiley will score on that game. So on the strikeout on that landed in the dirt, wasn't caught, so runners were allowed to go as the ball was thrown over to first. So it'll be a struck out wild pitch. And so now we are tied at 1-1. This will now bring up Mark Castablanco. Base is empty as he takes ball 1. There are 2 out, though, now. Here comes the delivery on the 1-0. This one will be foul tipped back into the fence. If the fence wasn't there, it probably would have ended up here in the press box with us. It was right on target with us. 1-1. 1-1. Here comes the delivery. This one will be down in the dirt for ball 2, 2-1. Castablanco now up 2-1 in the count. In his previous out bat, he grounded out to third, or grounded out to first, I should say. So he's 0 for 1 on the day. Castablanco. Here comes the delivery from Hoffman. This one will be high outside for ball 3, 3-1. Hoffman now struggling to get out of this inning. This is only the 4th batter faced, but the command has seemed to have escaped Hoffman now in this inning. He is now down in the hole 3-1 to Castablanco. Hoffman will gather and deliver. This one will be hit, popped up. Well, looks like it'll stay in the infield. Coming in to make the catch will be the second baseman, and now the runner is away. Coney will get the pop out there, but not before the Locos are able to respond and score a run. There was 1 run scored on the 1 hit, no errors, and no men left on base. So Alex Ayala will come out now with the score tied at 1 apiece. He will be looking to face up against Mariners hitters Logan Adams, Evan Spry, and Jaron Lovely. You're listening to Mariners baseball right here on YouTube. Do not touch that dial. I'll be right back. Hello, welcome back out to Lima, Ohio. We are now tied at 1-1 off of a wild pitch strikeout that scored Justin Wiley from third base. They did get the runner that was heading to first out, but still, Ayala will now come out with a tied game at 1-1 for the first time here today since he gave up the lead in the first inning. Due up here for the Mariners, it'll be Logan Adams, Evan Spry, and Jaron Lovely, the right fielder. Logan Adams had the RBI single that put the Mariners on the board first. Back in the first inning, he'll be looking to do something similar here as he leads off. This one will be outside but catches the plate, I guess, for strike one, 0-1 the count. Here comes the delivery. Ayala in his fourth inning of work. This will be a big swing and a miss here by Adams for strike two. Down in the hole is now Adams. Ayala was less than stellar in the first couple innings, but now he looks like he's been rejuvenated. This one will be hit well, and looks like it'll get down into right center field for a leadoff single for Adams. So he is now perfect on the day at 2-2 to bring up Evan Spry, who grounded out in his previous at-bat back in the first. Nobody out. Man on first now in Adams to bring up Spry, 0 for 1 on the day. First baseman. Spry batting left. He'll be going up against the left-handed pitcher in Ayala. Ayala in his fourth inning of work has allowed only the one run. Here comes the delivery. This one will be hit up the bat right to the shortstop. It'll be turned for two here as the second double play of the year on the 6-4-3 double play by Evan Spry. So now there is nobody on with two outs to bring up Jaron Lovely, who's 0 for 0 on the day with a walk back in the second. No official at bat. And so that is the second double play with nobody out that the Mariners had grounded into. Steven Fitzsimmons grounded into the first one back into the second inning. Ayala has gotten fortunate balls there twice, as this one is called on the outside of the plate for ball one. Strike one, 0-1 the count, two outs. Tied at 1 here, Ayala has found his moxie. Probably that double play by Fitzsimmons was really what energized him, because before that he had allowed 4 base runners, including the first 2 in that inning. And he got the double play to get 2 outs, and suddenly he's a different pitcher. 0-2 now the count. Check swing, and this one is just inside for ball 1. Fans here want that to be strike 3, but on an 0-2 count, sometimes those ones will be considered a ball by the umpire. Here comes the delivery. This one will be down in the dirt for ball 2. As 2 for 2 now the count. 2 outs, nobody on. Score tied at 1 apiece. Ayala will now deliver here to Lovely. Here comes the delivery. This one will be down outside. The count has loaded up at 3-2. If Spry were to survive, it would be Jaron Lovely to come up next. But right now, Evan Spry will be trying to keep the inning going. This one will be outside, and he will draw the 2-out walk. So Jaron Lovely will get his second walk of the day. And there could have been more runners on, but the double play grounded into by Evan Spry keeps that from happening. Hayden Cart will now step up, had a single in his previous at-bat. Here comes the delivery. It is outside, ball 1. 1 for 1 on the day, Hayden Cart is. had that single back in the second. And now he has a chance to move a runner over from first, but with 2 outs, it's got to be a hit. At a decent hit with lovely speed, it could mean a 2-1 lead. But right now, you would just be focusing on trying to get another hit. As we now have the catcher and Sears going out to talk with Ayala on the mound. Going to talk about some dinner plans here, you know. Say, good job, man. Hey, get this guy out. You'll be through your 4th inning of work. You should be good. But the count is 2-0 after the first 2 pitches missed low. 2 outs, man on first. His name is Jaron Lovely. And Hayden Cart had the chance to keep the RBI off the court. Here comes the delivery. This one is down in the dirt. It'll get it away from the catcher. Going to second and sliding in despite no throw will be Jaron Lovely on the stolen base on the wild pitch. And so now there's a runner in scoring position. The count is 3-0 to Hayden Cart. And if Hayden Cart gets the pitch he might be looking for here, he could knock this one and possibly give the Mariners back the lead. But still, he gets the 3-0. Ayala will now get his sign. He will check back to second. Here comes the delivery. This one will be on the outside of the plate. Looked a tad outside, but it was a take all the way, and 3-1 now the count. So catches the edge of the strike zone. Check back to second. Here comes Ayala to deliver. This one a big foul tipped back into the fence to make it now 3-2, and the count is loaded. Cart, if he had gotten the barrel to that bat, that one could have been dangerous, but instead he just foul tips it back and into the fence that protects the stands in the press box here. Here comes the big delivery, and down goes swinging will be Cart. That will be the 4th strikeout of the day here for Ayala. And so in this inning, there was 1 hit given up with no runs scored. 1 man was left on base and no errors registered. Mariners will now head to the bottom of the 4th. It looks like Hoffman will return for his 4th inning of work. He will be going up against the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in Tyler Simmons, Cade Beloso, and Anthony Amacagello. You are listening to Mariners Baseball right here on YouTube. Do not touch that dial. I will be right back. So your score now tied at 1-1. Mariners do have 3 hits to just the 1 from the Locos, though. And it will be Philip Hoffman to step back out. He will be facing the 3, 4, 5 hitters in Tyler Simmons, Cade Beloso, and Anthony Amacagello. First, it will be Tyler Simmons, 0 for 1 on the day. Final warm-up pitch here, toss from Hoffman, and we are ready to continue baseball from the bottom of the 4th. Philip Hoffman is 1 for 0 with a 3 ERA. He pitched 3 innings. He struck out 1 and walked a couple. He's not a big strikeout pitcher, but he does pitch to contact, and that is how he's gotten all his outs except for the 1 strikeout, which allowed the runner to score on the wild pitch. So here comes Simon. Here comes the delivery to the right-handed batter. This one will be really high. Gets past the catcher and Logan Adams for ball 1. Nobody on, so really doesn't advance any runners, but still you'd love to see if Hoffman can continue to go this. We do have looks like somebody up to throw in the bullpen for the Mariners. Bullpen is way out into right field for the Mariners. This will be a high miss on the heat. Ball 2, 2-0. Both bullpens are out into respective right or left field, and so you really can't catch who it is without a pair of binoculars. This one will be hit right at the 6th hole, thrown over to first base. It will actually get away, and then backing up the catcher will be Logan Adams to keep that one from becoming any dangerous. He had to dive in through some gravel, though, over there I'm sure he will be cut up a little bit later. And that would be a tough play there for Myers. Probably should have let Crossy get to that one instead. But instead it would be an infield single after Myers couldn't get that one over to first base. So Tyler Simmons will lead it off with a single, and Cade Veloso will come out now batting left to face up against Philip Hoffman for the second time today. He has no official at-bat after he walked in his first time up in the second inning. And Philip Hoffman would love to get one of those ground ball double plays that his counterpart on the mound on the opposite side has been able to get Alex. And now we'll have a time called out here. Alex Ayala has gotten 2 ground balls into double plays, and they have really probably saved this game for him because they both were with no outs, bring out 2 outs. Here comes the delivery. This one will be hit right, and it'll actually be struck by the umpire getting in the way. He's part of the field, so I believe it's a hard hit ball. If it had been caught, it would have been brought in by the second baseman in Coney, and probably would have been 2. I think he will rule it a dead ball, so they will give the base. Veloso would have been out on the play, and so now head coach Jacob Burke is going to have a conversation about it, get the ruling, says okay. So it looks like it will be a dead ball single because the umpire couldn't get out of the way in time, and so Philip Hoffman is being punished for the umpire's slowness. And with nobody out now, runner at first, runner at second. I don't know how to rule that one, but they'll rule it as a hit, I guess. I mean, that one was hit really well, but it was right to the path of Jack Coney, and if it had been caught, it would have been a double play ball. I mean, it was very easily a double play ball. It would have been flipped to second and back to first, and there would have been 2 out with nobody on. But now there's first and second, so Philip Hoffman again being punished for the umpire's slowness here. So we are tied at 1-1. 3 hits apiece for each team. Man on second, man on first. Here comes delivery from Hoffman, showing bunt is Anthony Amicagello. It'll be called a strike, even though the bunt was pulled out. Oh for 1 the count. Oh for 1 the count. Hoffman looks in, gets his sign. He waved off the first one. Check back to second. He'll take his double, and he will throw back to second and over to the second baseman. But Simon will get back safely. It's actually Chris Myers covering over there. Second baseman shaded over a little bit more. First and third baseman are playing in a little bit more, especially after bunt was showed on the first pitch of the at-bat. 0 for 1 is the count. Look back to second by Hoffman. Double take, and here comes the delivery. This one will be popped up. It looks like it will stay into the infield. And the infield fly rule in check. Chris Simmons will bring that in to for the first out. Runners remain on first and second with 1 out now. And so this will bring up Brad Croy, the designator, struck out swinging his previous time up. Bowling Green State University attendee right now. Be entering his final season there. He had 80 at-bats this past season with 263 hitting with a 322 on-base percentage. He's very, very much a utility player because he functioned as one of the best pitchers for Bowling Green State University as well. Big swing and a miss here by him. The dust is still flying after that swing. There is somebody up throwing, I believe, in the bullpen still for the Mariners. But here in the bottom of the fourth, Hoffman with 1 out. Runner on first, runner on second. Here comes the delivery. This one will be inside on the plate, though. Ball, strike 2, 0-2 now the count. And Hoffman now getting some calls here, trying to get this out and make it much more manageable than just one out. Good old pitcher's duel here. Hoffman with only the one strikeout, which was Brad Croy. Actually has 2 strikeouts. This one will be hit into the gap. And so going in and standing up on the stolen base actually there by by Tyler Simmons. And so runners now at the corner. The count's still 0-2. So Locos with runners at the corner now, and a base hit would almost certainly, or even a deep hit out into the field would be most certainly give the Locos a lead now with only 1 out, and Brad Croy 0 for 2 in this count though, 0 for 1 on the day. This one will be low in the dirt, but Logan Adams will keep it alive, but the wild pitch will allow the runner to go from first to second, so both runners in scoring position, and for Philip Hoffman it gets a little bit more dangerous now. 1 for 2 the count. I don't imagine here if Croy reaches base somehow, some way, it might be the end of the day for Hoffman with the pitcher still warming up in the bullpen now. 1-2 the count. Hoffman will look in for assigned runners both in scoring position in second and third. Here comes Hoffman to check back at third. The delivery. This one will be swung on, popped back, and out of play. 1-2 will remain the count with 1 out, runners on second and third. 1-1 your score. For the Mariners, they opened up the game in the first inning, scoring Ryan Stacy on an RBI single after Stacy was hit by a pitch, and then it wasn't until the third inning that they respond on the wild pitch strikeout. This one will be hit right to the third baseman at shortstop. This one will be thrown over to first, so the Locos will take the lead as Brad Croy grounds into his second out of the game. But the score is now 2-1 on the sacrifice RBI there, and Brad Croy did his job to bring up now Tyler Anshaw 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to center. And the wild pitch, and still remaining on second now here, Cade Veloso. So the first run was scored on a wild pitch strikeout, and now here a sacrifice RBI with 2 outs now. Hoffman will deliver at the knees, fastball outside for strike number 1, 0-1 the count. The count. Trying to just keep the lead now. 2-1 will be Hoffman. Stepping out of the batter box and will be Tyler Anshaw, third baseman, 0 for 1 of the day with a fly out. He'll step back in and we will go again. He's batting left here today. Hoffman will deliver. This one will be swung, hit well, into right field, going back, and out of here. And so now the run, 2 runs will score on the 2-run shot home run there by Tyler Anshaw. And the Mariners have now given up 3 runs in the inning to make the score 4-1. And I got to imagine this will almost be the day for Hoffman. Actually, they're not even going to have a meeting on the mound. With still 2 outs, the 2-run homer lifts the lead now to 4-3 in favor of the Locos. He got a lot on that one. Hit it out into right field and out of the park. 2 out now here for Daniel Sears, the catcher. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. 4-1 your score now as the Locos take the lead. Here comes the delivery from Hoffman at the knees. Fastball. Strike 1, 0-1. Still plenty of time for the Mariners to respond. We are only in the bottom of the 4th inning, 2 outs. Hoffman just has to get this last out. He has struggled in this inning. Check swing, and he does pull it back. Looked like he went around from me to me, but and they will appeal and actually say he did go around. So 0-2 now, the count. 2 outs. Here comes Hoffman to deliver on the 0-2. This one looks like it. They will rule he went around. So strikes him out on 3 straight pitches, but not before the damage is done. First by Brad Croy with a sacrifice RBI to draw in, bring in Tyler Simmons. And then Tyler Anshaw breaking this out into a 4-1 game with his 2-run home run, bringing in Cade Beloso. So in this game, in this inning, there were 3 runs scored on 3 hits. No men left on base and no errors. So Alex Ayala will now come out here. Well, actually, Alex Ayala will step back out for his 5th inning of work. With a lead now, 4-1, he will be going up against the Mariners' Fitzsimmons, Jack Coney, and then Blake Crossing back at the top of the order. You're listening to Mariners Baseball right here on YouTube. Do not touch that dial. I'll be right back. Hello and welcome back out to Lima, Ohio, the site for today's matchup between the Mariners and the Locos. The Locos lead 4-1 now after a 2-run shot broke open the score. The 2-run shot, of course, courtesy of Tyler Anshaw. Brad Croy also drove in an RBI and a sacrifice groundout. Stepping in now will be Steven Fitzsimmons for his second at-bat. He grounded into a double play. He can't do that now unless a ghost player comes out, but he will. He grounded into a double play. He's 0 for 1. He shows bunt, pulls it back. And this one will be a high fastball for ball 1. 1-0 now the count. Here, Fitzsimmons leading off. This one will be hit off the bat, fouled, tipped, and well out of play. 1-1 now the count. Fitzsimmons 0 for 2 on the year with a few walks to his name, though. Here comes the delivery. This one will be taken, breaking ball. There, strike 2. 1-2 now the count. Great movement to that pitch. Looked like it was going to be out, then came back into the zone. Here comes the delivery on the 1-2. This one will be hit right to the second baseman. And it looks like he caught it. Got his glove underneath it, did the second baseman and Justin Wiley to put one away. It's just been that kind of day now for the Mariners. And so Jack Coney now will come up with one away. He was 0 for 1 with a strikeout back in the second inning. Oh no, it looks like it'll be Van Acker to come out. 3 for 9 on the year. He'll be pinch hitting after Coney just got one at bat. Here comes the delivery to Acker outside. Acker 3 for 9 on the year. He attends Alma College, where he's a sophomore. This will be strike 1. So 1-1 the count. .42 appearances. This will be strike 2, and a big swing and a miss there from Acker. 42 appearances this past season for Van Acker, .284 with .370 on base percentage, 6 stolen bases and 12 doubles to his name. This one will be tipped right to the pitcher and thrown over to first. So a 1-3 assisted ground out with 2 away now. Blake Crossing will come up. Score still 4-1 here in the top of the 5th. Blake Cross again batting right. He's a switch hitter, though, going up against the left here. And Van Acker in his 5th inning of work. Or correction, in Ayala, his 5th inning of work. This one will be high outside, ball 1. 1-0 now the count. 2 outs. On the throwback here to the pitcher, it ended up getting out into center field, and so running over to make sure this throw. There's nobody on, so it wasn't like it would have scored any or moved anybody over. but it is what it is. Here comes the delivery outside again. Ball 2, 2-0. Sun continuing to fall. There are clouds in the distance, so it's blocking the sun. Thank goodness, otherwise it'd be probably right in my face. I'd have to throw my sunglasses on. But here comes the 2-0 delivery. This one will be inside. Check swing holds up. Ball 3. 3-0 the count. Oh, 2-1. I guess they ruled that he tipped that instead of checked swinged. Here comes the delivery. This one will be outside. Now it'll be 3-1. That'll be ball 3. No doubt. 4-1 is your score in favor of the hometown Locos. This will be hit, but not well enough. This one will go into shallow right. Running back and making the catch will be second baseman and Justin Wiley. And the Mariners will go 1-2-3 in this inning. So we will have a change, I believe, here at the pitcher. We'll talk more about the pitcher, but the new pitcher will be going up against now Justin Wiley, then back to the top of the order, Michael Diffley and Mark Casablanco. You're listening to Mariners Baseball right here on YouTube. Do not touch the dial. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back out to Lima, Ohio here, the site for today's matchup between the Mariners and the Locos. 4-1 your score in favor of the home team Locos. We have a new pitcher on the mound. It is Jordan Peck, 1-for-0 on the year. Hasn't allowed a run yet in his 3 innings of work. He struck out 3 and walked 1. He tends Charleston, where he will be entering his 2nd year. He's an accounting major. He had 28 2/3 inning pitched this past season, having a 4.08 ERA and 18 strikeouts. Van Acker has been moved over to second base as well after pinch hitting for Jack Coney. Jack Coney only got 1 at bat this game. And so now Peck will be going up against Justin Wiley, who had a double with a stolen base, and then scored a run on a wild pitch strikeout to step up. So 1-for-1. Final words of encouragement here for Peck from the catcher Logan Adams before we begin. So to lead off the inning here for the Locos, it'll be Justin Wiley, second baseman, 1-for-1 on the day with a double. He also scored a run back in the 3rd. Mariners are trailing 4-1 after Locos had a 3-run 4th inning. Big swing and a miss there by Wiley for strike number 1. Hoffman in line for the loss now after that previous inning. His day ends after 4 innings, allowing the 4 runs. Here comes the delivery. Right over to the first baseman. Taking in himself will be Spry, and that will end. 4 innings for Hoffman, allowing the 4 runs, all of them earned. He struck out 3. Allowed 4 hits. And he did walk a batter. So 4-1 with one out now, nobody on. Here comes the top of the order, and Michael Diffley. This will be strike one, called at the knees. Fastball hits. Here comes the delivery from Peck. A big swing and a miss there to make it now quickly 0-2. It'll be Mike Diffley, 0 for 2 on the day. He did strike out, but it brought in the... And this one will be just inside, very close, very, very close to hitting Diffley. Diffley was the batter that struck out in the wild pitch that brought in Justin Wiley. 1-2 now the count. Here comes the delivery from Peck. This one will be tapped into the hole for a one-out single there. As diving and trying to make the play was Chris Myers. He just couldn't get it to in time. So there's now one on with one out here in the top of the fifth, in the bottom of the fifth. This will bring up Mark Castablanco, the center fielder, 0 for 2 on the day. He's ground out and popped out. And so Peck will gather and deliver. This one will be low inside, ball one. 1-0 the count, one out. Here comes the delivery from Peck on the 1-0. This one will be cracked off the bat to first, over to second for one, back to first, but getting back in time, grounding into a fielder's choice will be Mark Castablanco. So they will get the leadoff runner on the fielder's choice, but there are two away now with the runner still on first. This will bring up Tyler Simmons, who is 1 for 2 on the day with a single back in the previous inning, the fourth inning. He'll be looking to try to keep the inning going now here for the Locos as they carry a 4-1 lead through the bottom of this fifth inning. Peck will get his sign. He likes what he sees. He will deliver. This one is outside for ball one. Very well outside. Sliding over and making the stop there to make sure it didn't get away was the catcher Logan Adams. Here comes the delivery. This is a big swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Not in time. Sliding in safely with the stolen base. There will be Mark Castablanco. We'll move now into scoring position. It's a big swing and a miss, so it is 1-1 now, though, on the strike there. Castablanco now with scoring position here on his stolen base. Castablanco had quite a few stolen bases to his name, 20 this past year. Fastball and off the plate for ball two, 2-1 now the count. Simmons the batter has 2-1 count. Here comes Peck to deliver. This will be a big swing and a miss to even up the count at 2-2 to the shortstop Simmons, 1 for 2 on the day. Reminder with that single back in the fourth. A single that started a 3-run inning for the Locos. It was the first one to score as Brad Croy drew him in on the sacrifice RBI, and then Anshaw busted it open with a 2-run shot to right field. Here comes the delivery. This one will be foul tipped, just threw his bat at it there to stay alive. Count remains at 2-2. Peck will step back on. Jordan Peck from Troy, Ohio will look in for his sign. He is the right-hander. He'll check back to second and deliver. This one will be foul tipped back and out of play again. So the count remains at 2-2, and we will go again. He just staying alive, pitching or swinging there to just foul him off, stay alive, find the pitch he wants. Simmons doing a good job of that. Here comes the look back, and now the delivery. This one will be high inside, ball 3 to load up the count now at 3-2, Casablanca. Remember, he has the speed. 20 stolen bases this past season of college, so he can run if he gets on bases. Of course, not when he's following someone. This one will be shot into right field. Going and making the catch will be Jaron Lovely to end the inning. That'll be the third out for the Locos on the F9. There was no runs scored on the one hit, no errors, and the one runner left on base. We will now head to the top of the sixth, and we will get you on the pitching situation. It might be Alex Ayala, but we will see for sure when we come back. Whoever the pitcher is, he'll be facing Ryan Stacy, Chris Myers, and then Logan Adams in the next when he comes up. You're listening to Mariners Baseball right here on YouTube. Do not touch that dial. I'll be right back. So it will be Ayala back out to pitch his sixth inning of work. There is action, though, going on in the bullpen. It is number 16, Carter Bowman. Bowen, if he were to come in, would be his second appearance. He has an inning. He has a third of an inning pitched so far, but right now it is in the hands of Ayala. So it'll be Ryan Stacy stepping in now. Here from Lima, Ohio, the Mariners trail 4-1 to the Lima Locos. But still plenty of time to mount a comeback here, especially on Ayala, who is now probably feeling some sort of fatigue here in the sixth inning. Tell you what, he struggled as he misses outside here. He struggled to start off the game, and then it was all suddenly, I got to imagine, right around the Fitzsimmons grounded to a double play with nobody out, and he just ignited and has thus far been pretty sound, and now here this one will be fouled off by Stacy to make it 1-1. Since then, he has had a very, very good work. He had a lead. He's had 2 1-2-3 innings, 3 strikeouts since that point. And Ryan Stacy, who was trying to get it going, he is officially 0 for 1 as he was hit by a pitch. He swung on, fouled this one off. 1-2 now the count. Stacy hit by a pitch in the first inning. He stole the base off of that, and then he was struck out in the third inning, making him 0 for 1 on the day. Here comes Ayala to deliver. This one will be grounded right to second base, weakly tapped. Wiley will throw it over to first base, and Stacy will go down on the 4-3 assisted ground out. To bring up Chris Myers, 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout in the first and a ground out in the third. Chris Myers not having the day he would like. Chris Myers, 3 for 12 thus far on the year. And he would love, though, to try to help his batting average, and now he'll step out. He had to grab a fresh piece of lumber. I guess he didn't like the bat he had previously. So 1 out, nobody on here for Ayala as he will deliver now to Myers. This one will be knee-high fastball for strike 1, 0-1 the count. Here comes the delivery on the 0-1. This one outside. Ball 1, 1-1 the count, 1 out, nobody on. Score 4-1 in favor of the Locos, which, by the way, is not meaning crazy. It means like locomotives as Chris Myers swings here to make it 1-2. It's supposed to be like locomotives that is in the train, but nobody ever calls them that. In fact, by some it is a mortal sin, quote-unquote, to call them that. Here comes the delivery. This one will be low, ball 2 on the outside edge, so 2-2 now the count. Count even up at 2-2 as Ayala has turned up the tempo a little bit. He'll deliver this one outside as well to even up to fill the count now at 3-2 with 1 out. Myers would love to draw the base walk here and bring up Logan Adams, who is 2 for 2 on the day. And here comes the delivery from Ayala. This one will be foul tipped just to stay alive. It'll go back. And so 3-2, we will go at it again. New ball here for Ayala now. Alex Ayala in his 6th inning of work only allowed the 1 run in the first. This will be inside, ball 4. Crowd wanted that to be the strikeout, the 5th one of the day for Ayala, but it'll instead put 1 out. Logan Adams now 2 for 2 on the day. We're going to have a conversation on the mound. This might be the day for Ayala. And it looks like they will make the move to the bullpen, as coming out will be Carter Bowen. We'll come back and talk about him more. We'll just step aside here for a brief moment. You're listening to Mariners Baseball here on YouTube. Welcome back out to Mariners Baseball. The day is not quite closed yet on Ayala. He is responsible for the runner on first, but he went 5 1/3. So far only allowing the 1 run. He has struck out 4, walked 3, and allowed 3 hits. Talk about Bowen now, the new pitcher on the mound, wearing number 16. He pitched a 1/3 of an inning so far on the season. He is from Auburn. He is a Tiger. He's from Coleman, Alabama, where he attends Auburn. He'll be entering his 2nd season there. He did not play, so he took a red shirt. High school, he had 5 letters. He had a 6A state championship. In 2015, as a junior, he pitched 12 games with a 1.56 ERA and 31 1/3 innings pitched, and 35 strikeouts as he warms up right now. Reminder that Chris Myers on first base is the responsibility of Alex Ayala, but so far... But now Carter Bowen will step in and try to contain this 1-run lead, or this 3-run lead. 4 to 1 is your score. And so now 2 for 2. Adams will step into the righty batter box. He had an RBI. He drove in Ryan Stacy in the first inning. He is the responsible for the only run he would love, as he takes a big swing and a miss here. Might have been actually foul tipped. 0-1. Chris Myers had reached base for the first time today. He's still 0 for 2 after the walk. 2 for 2, though, is Logan Adams. He would love to avoid grounding into a double play, something the Locos have gotten twice here today. More than anything, to get something going, the Mariners just need a hit. So 0-1 the count now. Here comes the delivery. This one will be ball 1, outside. A little bit low as well. 1-1 the count with 1 out, Mariner on first. Carter Bowen is a righty. Tents Auburn, where he sat out a year. Here comes the delivery. This one hit off the bat into left center, and it will get down. Rounding now here will be Chris Myers. He will head to third. He will be stopped there, and so it'll be a 1-out double now for Logan Adams, and he continues to remain red hot. They are now, we'll bring up Evan Spry, grounded out into a double play his last time up. Hard contact here could drive in and bring this run down to 4-2. But he would love just to get a base hit, because a base hit here, a decent base hit, would bring in Logan Adams and Chris Myers and bring this back to a one-run game. Carter Bowen now with runner at third and runner at second. With only 1 out here for Evan Spry, the left-handed batter, he will deliver. Spry will be swinging at the first pitch. It'll be fouled back to the backstop. 0-1 now the count. Look in. He'll get his sign. It was a good play. Casablanca tried to go get that one out in center field. Strike two called here at the knees. Casablanca tried to go out there and get that one. It was a well-hit ball by Logan Adams to get them in the situation they are now for the Mariners. And so with a runner on third, runner on second, 0-2 now for Evan Spry delivered. This one will be hit. Ground up the middle. It will get by, and actually doesn't get by. It'll be brought in by the shortstop Simon, and an infield single RBI there. And so now the run is 4-2. The run lead is 4-2 for the Locos. Runners at the corner now for the Mariners. Jaron Lovely will step up. He has walked twice today. He also has a stolen base to his name. And Mariners have something going here now with only one out here in the top of the sixth inning. This one will be swung at, foul tipped though down the first base line to be 0-1. Jaron Lovely was thinking about getting an RBI to his name for the year with that swing, but he just pulled it foul. Lovely does not have an RBI yet. He's 2 for 7, and he's also with 2 walks here today. That hasn't changed on the year. Runner goes to second. This one will be fouled, though, tipped down at the plate. And so heading back now will be Evan Spry as he walks back to first. Runners at the corner now here, the 0-2 to Jaron Lovely. Here comes the delivery. This one will be outside, ball 1, 1-2. One and two now the count. Here comes the delivery. This one will be foul tipped, and then running again was Evan Spry, but with the foul tip, it will once again, he'll have to walk back to first. 1 for 2 with only 1 out. Very aggressive on the running has been Evan Spry, almost trying to get himself to second on contact. He's been going pretty much on contact, but both of them have been fouled off. Spry at first. Here's the delivery. Strike 3 called, though, to Jaron Lovely. Looked like in pretty much the same spot as the one that was just called a ball. But he's not going to get that one 2 in a row. And so now with 2 outs, runners still at the corner. Hayden Cart will step in 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout in his previous at-bat. By the way, the book is now also closed on Alex Ayala. He allowed 2 runs because the second run driven in was his. First pitch at the at-bat will be a strike 1 called, taken all the way. 0-1 now the count. Hayden Cart again. 1 for 2. Bowen trying to get out of the inning now. Throws back to first. Going back in standing will be Evan Spry. Here comes the delivery from Bowen. This one's inside and no throw as Spry will head now to second. So a stolen base there by Spry, because if it had been thrown to second, it might have been the chance there for Logan Adams to come in and score another run, but instead it'll just be a stolen base there for Spry. And for Spry, that'll be his first stolen base of the year. So Mariners now have a runner on third and runner on second. 1-1 the count with 2 outs here to Hayden Cart from Bowen. This one will be swung on, hit right to the shortstop, and easy play made there by the shortstop and Simon to throw out Hayden Cart on the 6-3 assisted ground out. So in this inning, there was 1 run scored on the 2 hits. No errors, 2 men left on base. Well, the comeback trail has begun, but this lead is still 4-2 in favor of the Locos. We will head to the last 3 innings of this. We'll head now to the bottom of the 6th, actually, for Cade Beloso, Anthony Emicagello, and Brad Croy due up for the Locos. It will be, I believe, Jordan Peck will return to the mound, and I'll be right back here on YouTube. You're listening to Mariners Baseball. Jordan Peck will return to the mound. He is not allowed. He is allowed one hit thus far, but he's not allowed a run. And so due up now here, he will be facing Cade Veloso, Anthony Amicagello, and Brad Croy. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters of this Locos lineup. 1 for 1 on the day with a walk and a single is Veloso, the first baseman. As the 4-2 lead for the Locos, as this is a miss outside, ball 1, a little bit low as well. 1-0 is the count. Peck would love to just keep runs off the board, as this is a fastball inside for strike 1, 1-1. He'd love to keep runs off the board, and he has gotten 1 run scored for him, as the Mariners will be trying to make a comeback here. Here comes delivery from Peck outside for ball 2. It was really high, really far outside to make it now 2-1. Here comes the delivery from Peck. This one will be foul tipped very hard and out of play towards the parking lots. So now the count is evened up at 2-2. 5 hits apiece for each team. The Mariners have committed an error as well on the day. Here comes the delivery. He will hold up on his swing and make the count loaded now at 3-2. Here comes Peck to deliver the payoff pitch. This one will be hit well into center field. Going back will be Stacy, and right at the fence he will make the catch, put one away now on the F8. So Anthony Amicagello on the day, he is 0 for 2 with a grounded into a fielder's choice back in the second. A lot of hard contact has been made, but only one has resulted in a home run here for the Locos. A lot of them have just resulted into flyouts. Peck will deliver. This one will be outside. Knee-high fastball for 0-1. Amicagello, 0 for 2 on the day, as in now 1-1 as he misses outside. This is the Mariners' 5th game today. Here comes the delivery from Peck. This one will be blooped into left field. It'll be a 1-out single here for Amicagello. His first hit of the game to make him now 1 for 3. And that'll bring up Brad Croy, who had the sacrifice RBI back in the 4th inning. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout as well. Brad Croy would love to reach base for the first time today with 1 out, though. Peck will be trying to do that as he has allowed his second base runner. And both base runners, by the way, for Peck have been singles. And they both have been the second batter he's faced in respective 5th and 6th inning. Peck will gather, set, deliver to Croy. This one will be hit well. Deep into left field. It is going back. It will get down and then will hop off the wall. This will allow a double here for Brad Croy on the first pitch. A 1-out double to move the runner to third as well. And so now with a runner at second, runner at third, the Locos will continue their work with only 1 out. Brad Croy now 1 for 3 on the day. That'll bring up now Tyler Anshaw, who had the 2-run homer back in the 4th off of the starter in Philip Hoffman. He's 1 for 2 with that homer. Batting left against the righty Peck. Here comes delivery from Peck. He looks at ball high outside for ball number 1, 1-1, 1-0 the count. Locos have the lead, a courtesy of Tyler Anshaw after he shot the home run out into right field. Here comes a delivery from Peck on the 1-0. This one will be foul tipped to the backstop. 1-1 now the count with 1 out. Runner at second, runner at third. Runner at second is Brad Croy. Runner at third is Anthony Amicagello, the right fielder. Four to 2, 1-1 the count. 4-2 the score. 1-1 the count. 1 out. Runner at second, runner at third. Here comes the delivery. Just a little bit low, ball 2. 2-1 now the count. 2-1. Peck will look in for his sign. Likes what he sees. He'll look back over to third, and he will now deliver the 2-1. This one will be low inside, ball 3. 3-1. Seven hits for the Locos today, 5 for the Mariners. Here comes the delivery, actually a step off here from Peck. On the 3-1, he will step back on. Here comes the delivery from Peck. This one will be swung on, fouled back, out of play to load up the count now at 3-2. 3-2 here. Pretty decent field here is Simmons Field, 100% natural setup. This one will be fouled down the first baseline towards the first base dugout. 3-2 will go again. Field here is natural. It's all dirt, unlike we have at Montgomery Field where the infield is 100% artificial. The Locos take pride as they are the defending champions and the longest running team in the Collegiate Summer League. Here comes the gather at the letters from Peck. He'll deliver the 3-2. This one will be hit right into right field. It'll score at least one, as coming in will be Lovely. It will hold up, but now the score is 5-3 on the RBI double there by Tyler Anshaw. So Anshaw is now 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs to his name. RBI. So with only 1 out, runners on second, runner on third still. Brad Croy now the runner on third. And Jordan Peck will have a meeting on the mound here with the entire infield and the coaching staff. Still not out of hand here for the Mariners, but they'll have to get something going now here soon as the lead has been extended back out to 3 runs at 5-2. That'll be the 8th hit for the Locos, and the meeting will break on the mound now. Three RBIs scored now for Tyler Anshaw on the day. He's 2 for 3. 0 for 2 is Daniel Sears, though, the catcher, as he will come up to the plate. He struck out in the 4th and grounded out in the 3rd. This will be his 3rd at-bat. Here comes the delivery. This will be inside, ball 1. One and 0 the count. Here comes the delivery from Peck. This one will be big swing, but fouled out of play safely. 1-1. Peck has only allowed the 1 run thus far, but he's allowed 3 hits in this inning already. This is his 2nd inning of work. We do have somebody up in the bullpen for the Mariners, as Peck will gather here for the 1-1 pitch. He will deliver. This one will be hit right to the shortstop. It'll score 1. Thrown over to first base, though, to get out Daniel Sears, but it'll be a sacrifice RBI there for Sears. So now 6-2 is now the lead for the Locos to bring up Justin Wiley, who had a double back in the 3rd and grounded out in the 5th, making him 1 for 2 on the day. So 6-2 is a 2 spot answers the 1 spot put up by the Mariners in the top of this 6th inning. And Jordan Peck will go now here and deliver the fastball inside for ball 1. Or strike 1. 0 for 1. 2 outs here. Runner at 3rd. Runner at third is Tyler Anshaw, who had the RBI to draw in the 5th run of this game for as it is strike 2 called here. And so now Justin Wiley down in the count, 0-2 to Jordan Peck, who just wants to get out of this inning and try to get to a fresh slate. Here comes the delivery. This one will be low in the dirt, well blocked up there by Logan Adams. Ball 1, 1-2 now the count. Justin Wiley had the double back and a stolen base and scored a run as he foul tips this one back to the backstop, 1-2. Mariners with a couple more chances, but right now not liking their odds of here in as they look like they might fall to 2 and 3. This one will be hit well back and out of play down the right field line. So the count will remain at 1-2 with 2 outs, runner at third. I'd like to thank you all for listening in with me here today on YouTube. Donovan Mann, the voice of the Mariners for the summer of 2018. Jordan Peck will now deliver on the 1-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. This will be another foul ball, and so staying alive will be Justin Wiley. 1-2 is the count here. Peck delivers. This one will be a big swing and a miss, and down goes swing. It will be Justin Wiley. It will be Peck's first strikeout of the game, and we will now head to the top of the 7th. In this inning, there was 2 runs scored on a trio of hits, no errors, 1 abandoned. The score is now 6-2. It looks like Carter Bowen will step back in. He will be going up against now Fitzsimmons, Van Acker, and Blake Crossing. Provided there's no pinch hitting situation here coming in the top of the 7th. We will head now to the last third of baseball here for today. Live from Lima, Donovan Mann. Don't touch that dial. I'll be right back. Carter Bowen returns to the mound here for a second inning of work. Stephen Fitzsimmons will swing at the first pitch, go back into right field, but it'll be caught by the right fielder, Amicello, easily. So on the first swing, on the first pitch, Fitzsimmons will go down with the F9. 6-2 is the score, and Stephen Fitzsimmons does not start the rally off right for the Locos, as now it'll be up to Van Acker, who pinched hit in the 5th inning for Jack Coney, who struck out in the 2nd. Van Acker is 0 for 1 for his 2nd appearance. Takes ball 1 down low. Van Acker, 1 for grounded into a assisted ground out. Pitch number 2, catches the plate. Ball strike 1, 1-1 the count. 1 out, nobody on. Here comes the delivery. This one will catch the plate as well. Great movement there coming. Looked like it was going to be inside, but then moved back to the plate now. 1-2 the count. Acker. Here comes the 1-2. This one will be hit by Acker. Blooply, and then not caught there by the second baseman, getting into center field. And Van Acker will have a 1-out single. Second baseman and Wiley tried to come over and catch that one, but just couldn't quite get to it. Just got over his glove. And so one runner on board now, and Van Acker doubling up. Blake Crossing, 0 for 3 on the day, the third baseman is. He's lined out, flown out, and popped out. He gave 0 for 3. He would want to start something out here. This one catches the outside there for strike 1. Carter Bowen. Again, this is his. Now has officially one inning as he throws over to Van Aker to keep him on base, and Aker will get back standing. 0-1. Here comes the gather from Bowen. He will deliver to Crossing on the sidearm throw. Misses outside. 0-1. Bowen will now gather. Here comes his half side bunt there by Crossing, but it will get down, roll foul very quickly. 1-2 now. Again, Crossing with some speed can make that bunt work if he catches them off guard. He didn't do it there, and I got to imagine on the 1-2 count now he'll be swinging. Crossing will step back in. Now facing a righty as the switch hitter will be batting left up against Bowen. Here comes the sidearm delivery. This one will be foul tipped back into the fencing, and so the 1-2 will remain. We'll get some scores for you around the Great Lakes Summer League here in a second. As the 1-2 is gathered in here from Bowen. This one will be down low. Throwing here, sliding in. Van Aker will be caught stealing. So down getting caught stealing will be Van Aker. And there are now 2 away and nobody on. That was a ball on the pitch, by the way. So caught stealing will be Van Aker. Great play there by the catcher and Sears to keep him from stealing. 2-2 delivered, and it'll be strike 3 called to Crossing and so Carter Bowen will end up only facing 3 batters despite the single by Van Aker. Van Aker was caught stealing. Next pitch, Blake Crossing was called out on strikes, and so we will head now to the bottom of the 7th. You are listening to Mariners baseball here on YouTube. Do not touch that dial. New pitcher on the mound now here for the Mariners. It will be wearing number 3, Bradley Calhoun, righty from Troy, Ohio. He's 1 inning to his name thus far. He did not allow a run in that inning, didn't strike anybody out, didn't walk anyone. And now with a 6-2 lead, he will take over on the mound. Book closed here on Jordan Peck. 2 innings pitched, 2 runs allowed, 4 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout. Calhoun will be going up against the top of the order for the Locos in Michael Diffley, Mark Castablanco, and Tyler Simmons. Castablanco, the first man to up. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a strikeout, ground out, and a single in the 5th. The sun is really starting to set now. It has disappeared behind the tree line behind the field now. And the weather has cooled off a little. 6-2 is the score. Locos lead. Trying to start off an extension here will be Michael Diffley. Trying to limit the damage will be Bradley Calhoun from Otterbein College, systems engineering major there. He had 4 appearances with 3 1/3 inning pitch, 10.80 ERA. This will be down low inside, ball 1 called, and Calhoun does not start it off right yet. Scores from around the league. The Saginaw Sugar Beats beat the Irish Hill Leprechauns 10-9 earlier here today. 1-0. Here comes the delivery. This one will be missing in the same spot. Inside, top of the 8th, Cincinnati Steam lead the Lake Erie Monarchs 4-0. The Galleon Graders lighting up the Xenia Scouts in the bottom of the 6th. They lead 13-2. St. Clair Green Giants and the Muskegon Clippers, top of the 6th. They are tied at 6. Hamilton Joes lead the South Ohio Copperheads. This will be strike 1 called here on the 2-1 pitch. Catches the knee-high fastball. Hamilton Joes lead 1-0 over the South Ohio Copperheads at the top of the 8th there. Licking County Settlers lead the Richmond Jazz 3-1 at the top of the 7th and on the road. That is your scores from around the league. This one will be foul tipped straight down off of his leg to even up the count now at 2-2. Michael Diffley will be looking to stay alive. Count 2-2. Diffley leads off the inning here. 1 for 3 on the day. Here comes the delivery from Calhoun on the sidearm. Hit right into center field for a leadoff single for Mike Diffley. Diffley took that one and sent it right back at Calhoun, who got out of the way. Play could not be made by either the shortstop or the second baseman in Aker or Myers. And so now Mark Castablanco will be coming up. He is 0 for 3 on the day with a as he grounded into a fielder's choice back in the 5th inning. He does have a stolen base to his name. So with nobody out, man on first, Mark Castablanco will try to keep the inning going. Here comes a delivery from Calhoun, a big swing, and nothing but air coming up now then for Castablanco. But he's not struck out yet on the day. He's grounded out though, and also popped out. Calhoun. Again, not allowing a run yet on the day is Calhoun. He will gather at the belt. He will throw back to first. Getting back in time will be Mike Diffley. He did have to slide in there. He was kind of off balance when he did that because he looked like he might have been set to run and had to awkwardly fall back. But he does get back in time. There is an 0-1 count here to Castablanco. Here comes the delivery. Big swing and a miss here. Might have foul tipped it. Nope, they say he did not get the bat to it, so it'll be 0-2. And 2 pitches, 2 swings, coming up with nothing but maybe a little bit of dust there for Castablanco. Calhoun only pitched 1 inning previously in this season. He's not allowed to run during that. He will nod. He will set. He will throw back to first. Getting back easier this time will be Michael Diffley, the left fielder, and the count remains at 0-2 on the throwback. Look back to first by Calhoun. Gathers at the belt. He will deliver. Off running. Big swing and a miss. Throw down to second. He will get in easily swinging as the throw was low. But Castablanco will go down swinging. It was almost a striking out, thrown out double play, but the throw was not on target. So there is 1 down now here as the stolen base will be granted to Diffley as he moves over to second. That'll be the 3rd stolen base for the Locos this afternoon as they have been running a lot on the bases here. And now it'll bring up Tyler Simmons, the right-handed batter, the shortstop. Here comes the delivery from Calhoun. A big swing and a miss there on 0-1. Now the count. It's been a combination of not being able to stop the base stealing and runners running all over them, and also Combination of one killer home run and one Brad Croy. Correction. Tyler Anshaw doing a lot of the damage. He's accounted for 3 of the 6 runs for the Locos today. We'll get more to that when we get to him. Here comes Calhoun to deliver. This one will be struck. It'll go foul, tip down the third base line. And 0-2 now the count with 1 out. Runner on second. Tyler Simmons. 0 for 2 for Simmons. 1 for 3 on the day. A couple of ground outs or fly outs. And a single in the fourth. Here comes the delivery. This one will be foul tipped to the backstop. The count will remain at 0-2 to Simmons. Wearing number 11. Mariners are in their road blues with green lettering, gray pants. Home whites for the Locos with their orange and blue stripes that go basically from the rib cage to their waist and white pants. 0-2. Check back here to second. Here comes the delivery from Calhoun. This one will be swung on again and fouled back and out of play. The count will remain at 0-2. So the count is now still 0-2. Runner on second, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Calhoun will gather at the letters. He'll check back to second. And before, here comes the delivery on the 0-2. Inside, ball 1. Logan Adams keeps that one from getting away. And now 1-2, the count. .904 local time here, 1-2. We'll get you some updates on your major league scores here in a second as the 1-2 count to Calhoun will now deliver and step off, actually, to contain the runner and Diffley on second. Here's your baseball score update from the majors. Yankees lead the Tampa Bay Rays 4-3 in the top of the 6th. The Giants beat the Marlins in 16 innings. 6-3 was the final score. Check back here to second. Now here comes the 1-2. This one will be popped up, going down the first base line. Running over will be the first baseman, and making the catch is first baseman Evan Spry. And now there are 2 away. Runner remains on second. Foul. Pop out there in foul territory. And so there are 2 away to bring up Cade Veloso. 1 for 2 on the day with a walk in the second. Major League Baseball scores. Already mentioned Giants beat the Marylands in 16, 6-3. Phillies beat the Rockies 9-3. Twins lost to the Tigers in Detroit 3-1. Astros beat the Athletics in Oakland 7-3. Red Sox and Mariners will be playing later today in Seattle. Indians beat the White Sox 5-2. Also World Cup updates. Russia beat Saudi Arabia in the World Cup opener 5-0. Russia beat Saudi Arabia to please that home crowd. And then it looks like, and Cade Veloso will be hit by the pitch there to now put 2 aboard. Runner on first, runner on second, still with 2 outs. And this will bring up Anthony Amagajello, who is 1 for 3 on the day with a single back in the 6th, the previous inning. Amagajello. Batting right, up against the right-handed pitcher. We'll be looking to try to drive it a run. Strike 1 called, though, here. 0-1 now the count. Temperature has really started to cool down as the sun has went away, causing that peach color in the sky amongst the clouds. 0-1 the count now here as Calhoun will step off here to keep the runner at second. The runner, of course, at second is being Michael Diffley. And so here we'll step back on and we'll go again on the 0-1 count with 2 outs. 6-2 the score here in favor of the home team Locos. Mariners seek trying to find their first win on the road. 0 for 2 thus far. Danger of 93. This is a line drive out to left field, but making the catch will be left fielder Hayden Cart to end the inning on the F7. In this inning, There were no runs scored on the one hit. No errors. 1 man left on base. 2 men left on base. We will now head to the top of the 8th. Mariners with only 2 more chances here to try to bring this one closer and bring back a lead or a tie to tie and force extras. It could be Carter Bowen. It could be a new pitcher. We will find out here in a moment. Due up for the Mariners, it will be Ryan Stacy, Chris Myers, and Logan Adams. The 2-3. And Bowen's day is ending, and we will talk about the new pitcher when we come back. You are listening to Mariners Baseball here on YouTube. New pitcher on the mound, it'll be Jared Smetana, wearing number 8. A couple of strikeouts to his name on the year. Had four clean innings against the Irish Hills previously this year. He will now be back. He will be facing Ryan Stacy, Chris Myers, and Logan Adams due up for the Mariners. Stacy, 1-0 for 2 on the day. He was hit by a pitch, and here looks at swing on strike 1. 0-1 now the count. Stacy leading off, trying to get something going here for the Mariners. Here comes the delivery. This one will be foul tipped down the first base line and out of continue towards the first base dugout. 0-2 now the count quickly to Stacy. Jared Smetana was with the Galleon Graders last year, hit .311. He was one of the better players for the Graders on a down year. And this one will be inside, ball 1, 1-2 the count. So he switched from one of the worst teams in the league from last year to one of the best, to the championship team from last year, and hoping to ride that coattail like a Kevin Durant to a championship. Here comes the delivery as a high fastball for ball 2, 2-2. So Smetana, not unfamiliar to the Great Lakes Summer League. He just switched teams. Here comes the delivery. This will be a big swing foul down, though, by Stacy to stay alive on the 2-2 count. 6-2 is the score here. 9 hits to just 6 for the Mariners. The Mariners have gotten their hits, just not as many. And then, of course, a home run doesn't hurt, especially when it carries 2 runs with it. Here comes the delivery. This one will be hit, and it will get down into right field for a leadoff single for Ryan Stacy. Ryan Stacy will get the 8th inning off right, and that'll bring up Chris Myers. 0 for 2 on the day with a walk in the 6th. He's a shortstop. He will try to keep this inning alive, and he will try to get something continued in this inning and try to keep the Mariners' hopes alive, as there are only 2 innings left for the Mariners to do anything, provided they can defend the bottom of the 8th and score here in both the 8th and the 9th. Here comes the delivery from Smetana. This one will be foul tipped. It looked like it would have been inside, but he liked what he saw and swung and fouled it off with Chris Myers. There is action, by the way, going on in the bullpen for the Graders, or for the Locos. do not believe there are anybody throwing in the Mariners bullpen. 0-1 now the count here to Chris Myers. Reminder, he is 0 for 2 with a walk on the day. Here comes the delivery from Smetana. This one will be a big swing and a miss. Quickly down 0-2 is Myers, the shortstop. Oh, 2. Here comes the delivery. This one will be swung, fouled off. To stay alive there was Chris Myers. Chris Myers trying to stay alive here. Smetana also plays some field as well. Hasn't had a bad day from the field. Throwback to first. Myers or Stacy able to get back in time, just barely though. It was a close play, but no instant replay. They're not going to be able to look at that one again. Although we did see yesterday you can overturn a call if you ask nice enough. Enter the hometown team that make sure the refs get their paychecks for the day, and that's a thing. The home team pays for the refs to show up. That's not like I'm saying they're bribing them or anything. 1-2 now. The count is it misses high. Here's a throwback to first, and now caught in the rundown will be Ryan Stacy, and he will be out for the first out. So Ryan Stacy, not sure what he was doing there as he got caught running. Just a little bit too aggressive, know the situation, and not see, oh, hey, look. The ball's being thrown over. I should try to head to second. So Stacy will get caught stealing. And so Chris Myers, now with nobody on, 1 out. 2-2. 2-2. Carter Bowen was the second pitcher, starting pitcher, and in line for the win is Alex Ayala. In line for the win, going 5 1/3 inning. Here comes the 2-2. This one will be inside to fill up the count at 3-2. Smetana has been 2 for 8 with a .333 on base percentage on the year at the plate. He's one of a couple pitchers that also bat, including Brad Croy. This one hit. It will stay fair down the right field line, and then a extra base hit here for Chris Myers. He will go for second. Hold up there, standing with 1 out. And boy, you could imagine if Ryan Stacy hadn't caught stealing, there could have been runners at the corner if Ryan Stacy's had gotten a good enough jump. Possibly, just possibly made it in, but probably just runners on second and third, but instead it is 1 out, just a runner on second. That'll bring up Logan Adams. 3 for 3 on the day, red hot with an RBI back in the first inning. Couple singles and a double to his name. He will try to get something going here now and continue it for the Mariners with 1 out and the runner on second being Chris Myers. Look in here from Smetana. Smetana will check back to second at Chris Myers before he delivers. This one will be, catches the outside corner there on the high side for strike 1, 0-1. 0 for 1 the count now here to Logan Adams, who is 3 for 3 on the day, and certainly a guy who could, as he takes a big swing there. That was a low ball, 0-2. Adams was thinking a good old hit there, but comes up with just a little bit of air and dust. Possibly some pollen. Who knows? 0-2. Check back here to Myers. Here comes the delivery. Strike 3 called. Looked a little bit outside, but strike 3 called. Umpire has 1 foot in his bed, and we will now go on to Evan Spry with 2 outs. That'll be the first strikeout for Smetana in 3 batters. RBI single and a stolen base by Evan Spry in the 6th inning. Other than that, he is 1 for 3 on the day. This one will be hit and caught there by the first baseman to get the final out of the inning. Boy, that sure looked like the possibility to drive in a run there, but the first baseman in Beloso making an athletic diving catch. And instead, now we will now head to the bottom of this inning with a score still at 6-2. Because if that one had gotten into right field, off and running was Myers, that could have been a 6-3 score. But instead, we're 6-2. We will now head to the bottom half of the eighth. Due up is Brad Croy, the designated hitter, Tyler Anshaw, the third baseman, and Daniel Sears, the catcher. You're listening to Mariners Baseball right here on YouTube. Coming back out to work will be Bradley Calhoun. Do not touch the dial. I'll be right back. Bradley Calhoun will return to the mound, the Troy, Ohio native, standing at 6'3". He'll return now for his second inning of work. The recent high school graduate, Cade Beloso, coming up with a big play there to end that inning and possibly keep a run off the board by making that diving catch. Otherwise, it would have been a ball smoked into right field. And that probably could have been trouble. Instead, now the score remains at 6-2. And this will bring up now Bradley Croy, the designated hitter. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a double and an RBI to his name. Back in the fourth, he had a sacrifice RBI. He struck out in his first at-bat. He will hit this one. It will go deep into left field. He's out of room. It's gone. And so just like that, another run scored there by Brad Croy. This time it'll be the solo shot into left field. And the Mariners might just want to start packing up and going home after that one. It is now 7-2, and an eye towards tomorrow will certainly be going on in that dugout of head coach Jacob Burke. You don't ever want to see some quit or give up, but that one right off the bat from Brad Croy, you knew that one was gone. Had that special kind of crack, just carried well, and 7-2 the score now for Tyler Anshaw. Nobody out here. And it'll still be Bradley Calhoun on the mound. Here comes the delivery. This will be down low, outside, ball 1. Possibly the last inning of work for the defense here for the Mariners, unless they can mount a at least 5-run comeback. This one will be foul tipped out of play to make even up the count at 1-1. Mariners trailing by 5. One and one the count. And here's the pitch. Foul tipped back to the backstop. 1-2 now the count. And I'm sure that Calhoun would love to come back here with a strikeout after allowing the one-pitch solid home run in that inning. Calhoun will look in. He will, and now stepping out and going again will be Anshaw. Anshaw, 2 for 3 on the day with 3 RBIs to his name, including a 2-run homer. This one swung on, hit pretty well, but out of play. 1-2 remains the count. That was the second home run in this game by Brad Croy's, not by Brad Croy, but by the team. Again, Tyler Anshaw, the man at the plate, responsible for a 2-run shot back in the 4th. 3 RBIs to his name. Here comes a 1-2 to him. He will hit this one and foul it out of play to stay alive. 1-2. 1-2 the count. 7-2 the score. Anshaw in, who's been pretty good today. 2 hits and 3 at-bats and 3 RBIs. Here comes the delivery to him. This will be inside ball 2, 2-2 the count. So 2-2 the count now here to Anshaw, and I'm sure Calhoun would love to get Anshaw out. Doesn't want to allow any more hits, just wants to get out of this game. This one will be hit pretty well into right center field. It will get down for at least one. Looking for a double, coming over, Jaron Lovely to throw it in, and they will hold him to a double. So back-to-back extra base hits here off of Calhoun. And so the Locos, with no shortage of hitting here today, with their 11th hit of the game, and their second of the game, of their second hit of the inning. 11 in the game, double and a home run so far in this inning. So we will now get up Daniel Sears, 0 for 3 on the day. He does have an RBI though on the sacrifice. Ground out in the 6th. Step off here to keep the runner at second, Tyler Anshaw, at base. Five extra base hits on the day for the Locos out of their 11 total hits. Here comes the delivery, and this one will hit surefire bullseye right in the side there of Daniel Sears. This will be his first time getting on base today on the hit by pitch. Still nobody out now with a runner on first, runner on second. And it looks like there might be a move to the bullpen here as the infield comes in, and so does the assistant coach. And this might be the day for Bradley Calhoun. Assistant coach Damon Hacker will come and they'll have a conversation. Nobody coming out of the bullpen yet. 7-2 is the score. Calhoun maybe a little bit frustrated there on that recent pitch that hit Sears. Justin Wiley coming up. He is 1 for 2. 1 for 3 on the day with a double back in the 3rd inning. It will be Calhoun to remain on the mound for now. Got to imagine his leash might be a little bit shorter, though, after that meeting. Seven to 2 the score. 11 hits for the hometown Locos. The 8 hits for the Mariners. And thus, sure, the Mariners with an eye towards tomorrow after this one has gotten out of hand. Here comes the delivery. A big swing and a miss there by Wiley to go down 0-1. You don't want to go too deep into the bullpen in a game that looks like you may not walk away. You don't want to give up hope, though. And you certainly, though, don't want to keep a frustrated pitcher out there either. 7-2 the score. Check back to second. Here comes the delivery from Calhoun. Strike 2, catches the outside of the plate there. 0-2 now, the count to Justin Wiley. Calhoun only allowed the 1 run thus far. 3 hits, though. He'll look in. Gather. The belt. He'll check back and now deliver. This one will be swung on, tipped back. The count will remain at 0-2. Get you an update on the scores from around the league in here in just a second. Reminder that the Saginaw Sugar Beets did beat the Irish Hill Leprechauns 10-9 earlier today. Cincinnati Steam are lighting up the Lake Erie Monarchs 9-2. Galleon Graders are blowing up the Xenia Scouts 13-3. Muskegon Clippers hold an 8-6 lead over the St. Clair Green Giants in the top of the 7th. Grand Lake Mariners, the Southern Ohio Copperheads now have a 4-2 lead. Throw back to second here, not in time, holding the runner in check. And so on the 0-2 will set again. Southern Ohio Copperheads hold a 4-2 lead in the top of the 9th over the Joes. They'll be looking to close that one out after the top of the 9th. They are the away team. And the Licking County Settlers have a 4-2 lead over the hometown Richmond Jazz. And so that'll be a big swing and a miss there. Down goes swinging will be Justin Wiley. First out of the inning here for Calhoun. And we'll go back to Michael Diffley, top of the order here. 2 for 4 on the day with a couple of singles and a stolen base.
I'm sorry, 2 for 4 in the afternoon. He's recorded 2 singles in his last 2 at-bats. He'll look to keep the streak alive.
In fact, he started out 0 for 2. His last 2 at-bats are both singles. He looks on outside ball 1. A little bit low as well. Reminder, your score is 7-2. The sunset in the background has turned the sky pink past the tree line. One that porch watchers love to go out and look at. But the baseball here on the 1-0 count. Strike 1 called. 1-1. Baseball is on the diamond, not in the sky. I thought I'd just give you an update of what the background looks like. The trees look like a dark, uneven wall because of the light reflecting in the background. 7-2 the score here on the 1-1 pitch now. 1 out, runner on second and first. Check back to second out. Here comes the 1-1 delivery. Big swing and a miss there by Diffley, trying to get his 3rd hit of the game. But he's still just 2 for 4 on the day now. 1-2 now the count. Runner on first and who was hit by a pitch is Daniel Sears. Runner on second, Tyler Anshaw, third baseman, who had a double after the Brad Croy home run, which gave the 7th run of the inning to the Locos, or that game to the Locos. Check back to second from Calhoun. Here comes the delivery. This one will be swung right over to the shortstop, Sears. Over to 1. Back to first. Not in time. And in fact, it'll get away. So here comes another run on the throwing error. So another run scored, but a throwing error there allows Diffley to reach safely. So they get the runner out on second to record an out. 8-2 now the score. Here comes the hit. This will be cracked down the first base line. Record the first strike of the at-bat. 0-1. The runner in is Mark Casablanco. He is 0 for 4 on the day, but they grounded to a fielder's choice to reach base at least. He had a stolen base when he did reach on the fielder's choice back in the 5th. Here comes the delivery. Runner goes. This one will be foul tipped back and out of play for 0-2. 2 outs here. Runner on first, who was heading out on the swing of Casablanco, but Diffley will have to scamper back. Casablanco versus Calhoun. Calhoun will deliver. This one will get past. And on the wild pitch, a stolen base will be given to Diffley.
Stolen base, he was running. They were awarding a stolen base as Diffley was running on the pitch.
1-2 now the count. That pitch was practically behind Casablanco there, though, on the 1-2. They'll credit the stolen base there for Michael Diffley. He was off and running on the pitch. Now Calhoun will look back. He will deliver. This one will be hit. Popped into center field. And this one will get down. He lost track of it with Stacy, so another run will score. That looked like a pretty routine for Stacy, and it just fell right down next to him. I'm sure he might hear for on that one. That will be an RBI double now here for Casablanco. Actually, correction. The run goes unearned because Diffley reached on the error. But really, just Stacy made no excuse for not finding that one. No sun in his eyes. He lost track of it in the sky. So runner on second, still 2 outs, and the Mariners look like they may have just kind of given up now. Here comes the delivery from Calhoun. This will catch the outside of the corner, 0-1. I mean, it really did look like the third out there in center field. Pretty routine play. Didn't have any heat. It carried. It looked like a pretty just come and catch it. Out, called strike 3. Catches the outside the plate. 0-2, 2 outs. Runner on second is Castablanco, who scored the double.
Mother Nature had other ideas, and the center fielder, Stacy, ended up losing that ball.
Here Calhoun gathers. The 0-2 at the belt. Checks back at second. And he will deliver the 0-2. This one will be cracked right to the second baseman, and Acker will make the catch to end the inning. So in this inning, there were 2 runs scored on 3 hits. It actually was 3 runs scored. 1 error, 1 man left on base. 2 up for the Mariners and 1 last chance to get back here on this 7-run deficit. It will be Jaron Lovely, Hayden Cart, and Stephen Fitzsimmons. You are listening to Mariners Baseball right here on YouTube. Do not touch that dial. Well, the Mariners will try to rally down 7 here in the top of the 9th. The score is 9-2. New pitcher on the mound to try to close the game out. It'll be Devin Smith, a righty here. He pitched 2/3 of an inning previously. He has he has 1 strikeout, 1 walk. On Smetana, his day is closed after just 1 inning, allowing 2 hits and striking out 2, ending the day. Mariners down by 7 here for Jaron Lovely to come up. Try to get something going. Maybe here get a ground. He will get swinging. It'll be a pop. It'll stay in the infield. Be caught here by the third base. And 1 away. So 1 away. Mariners are down to their last 2 outs. If this game were to end now, the losing pitcher would be Philip Hoffman. The winning pitcher would be Alex Ayala. First pitch swinging here, 0-1. Batter now up is Hayden Cart. He looks at a fastball inside for ball 1. 1-1 now the count. Hayden Cart, 1 for 3 on the day with a ground out and strikeout. He singled back in the second. He checks his swing. They'll ask him. He said he went around. So 1-2 now, the count. And not how the Mariners wanted to start off this rematch of the championship series. Down goes swinging will be Hayden Cart. And they are now 2 away. The Mariners are down to their last out. This is a rematch of the championship series from last season where the Locos beat the Mariners in a best-of-3. And they had to go with all 3 games. Mariners still with a lot of work to even consider getting back to that point here, though. After 3 disappointing games in a row, all on the road. Ball 1 outside here for 1-0 the count. This one will be inside. Almost hits Stephen Fitzsimmons, who's at the plate right now. He is 0 for 3 on the day. 1-1 now the count. Here comes the delivery. This one will be foul tipped. Goes off the catcher's head there. That's why they were helmets back there. Now 1-2 to Fitzsimmons.
2 outs.
Here comes the delivery.
Extended on this pitch right here.
And
It's gonna be in
this one will be bounced in front of the plate for ball 2. 2-2 now the count. Fitzsimmons trying to keep the inning alive, but they are on the last out. He has not recorded a hit or reached base safely in this game. Here comes the delivery. This one inside, ball 4.
run here for the Mariners with 2.
Mariners get the 2-out base runner aboard, and that'll bring up Van Aker, who is 1 for 2 on the day after he replaced Jack Coney, who started at second base, who was only pulled after one at bat was Jack Coney. I don't know if it had something to do with just how he's feeling. Maybe he's a little sick. I don't know. I will see if there was an injury involved, but now it is Van Aker at second base, 1 for 2. Grounded out in the 5th, and had a single and was caught stealing in the 8th. 7th. He looks at ball 1. 1-0 now the count. Devin Smith, here comes the delivery. Here comes the delivery. This one will go back and be caught by the second baseman to end the game on the pop 4. That one went well. Riley went out, caught it, and that will end the game. The Mariners lose this one by a final score of 9-2. We'll step aside. When I come back, we will have final thoughts, but the winning pitcher here today was Alex Ayala, the lefty, going 5 1/3, allowing 2 runs. Philip Hoffman will drop to 1-1 on the gear with 4 innings pitched, and he allowed 4 earned runs to his name. Well, that will conclude thus far. I'll be right back with final remarks before we head out. Thank you for listening. I'll be right back. So the Mariners dropped to 2-3 on the year. The Locos improved to 3-2. We'll have a second game in this matchup here tomorrow, same time at 7:05. They will try to even out the series and get back to 500 and drop the Locos back to 500. But in this one, the Mariners drop. Again, the losing pitcher in this one will be Philip Hoffman for the Mariners, righty, going 4 innings, allowing 4 runs, all of them earned. Alex Ayala went 5 1/3, allowing just 2 runs, and that will be what gives him the victory in this one. If you had to choose a player of the game for the Mariners, probably would have to take a look at Logan Adams. He was 3 for 4 on the day, including an RBI to his name. He had a really good game out there. By far was the best hitter. Jaron Lovely did reach safely twice. Both were walks. He was 0 for 2 other than for that, though. And then, again, Jack Coney left the game early. We'll see if there was an injury involved or if he just left the game early because he struck out. I don't think that'd be the reason, but who knows. I'd like to thank you all for listening. And before I step aside and sign off here, I would just like to send out a couple thank yous. First, I'd like to thank you to everyone on the Mariners staff who allows me to broadcast and travel with this team for all the 42-game schedule plus any postseason the Mariners might be making. I'd like to thank Kevin McGowan, the GM of the Mariners, for allowing me to broadcast here, signing me on, saying you could be our internship, getting my internship credit for school, of course, but just getting this wonderful experience to broadcast a full 42-game season with a team, following them each and every step of the way. I'd like to thank my host family as well as every other host family out there for putting up with the Mariners, allowing them to have places in their homes, sharing meals with them, and just being welcoming to them all. I'd like to thank here the staff at Lima for providing me the place to broadcast here. They were all great here. You probably heard them a little bit on the broadcast because they do like to talk during the game, but they're all good people here. I'd like to thank anybody and everybody involved for allowing this season to happen. Well, that'll conclude here. Reminder that, again, we will have a second match against the Lima Locos here in Lima, Ohio, 7:05, roughly the first pitch. Pre-game just a little bit before. That's tomorrow. Lima Locos, Grand Lake Mariners here on YouTube, 7:05, same time, same place. Again, the final score is 9-2 in favor of the hometown Locos over the Grand Lake Mariners. I'd like to thank you all for listening. I'm Donovan Mann signing off, saying go Mariners.